and Bryce Young made him pay. Two of the best players in football. Collaborating there, Will Anderson had to stop on fourth, and then another touchdown pass from Bryce Young. Touchdown pass will get the headlines. Cole, walk us through that fourth down stop.
We hear a lot about Will Anderson as a pass rusher, but the difficulties to set the edge and play the run is where he's excelled. Watch tight end Gavin Stonewall come across. The running back going to come straight down in the C gap. Yet Anderson is not deceived by anything visually. Tight end across, running back down, able to stay home, redirect, and make that play on A.J. Swan. I talked to Coleman Holzer before the game, and he said this is an area that he wanted to improve upon. He's gone out and done the work with.
Hutchler, the the outside linebacker coach for Alabama. 2 sacks for Anderson. A.J. Swan tipped a little bit late. It's interesting talking with Pete Golding yesterday, and we discussed the fact that sack numbers on average are down across college football. So the question is, how can you affect the quarterback when teams are getting rid of the ball faster than Yadier Molina throws it to second base, right? And he says, easy. We've got to confuse them and make them pat the ball and think about it and not go to their first look. And that's how you impact the quarterback, even if you don't hurry him. Here's Ray Davis.
The first thing Pete Golding told us in that meeting, Tom, we hit it in the open tonight. Change the picture. Especially with a younger quarterback. Jordan can speak to this more than we can, but you get up to the line of scrimmage and it's not what you have seen on film. I thought Coach Saban laid it out for us perfectly by saying, hey, in the NFL, it's about a 4-game cycle. Once you get through 4, you've seen all of that. Then you got to start watching some other stuff. In college football, man, it changes each and every week.
Saban talked about it from his days with the Browns. He said, Bill Walsh and the 49ers ran snag 7 flat. I told my guys, you're going to see it 5 times, but I can't tell you the look that they're going to get to it from. Just know what your responsibilities are conceptually, and it won't be an issue. Play clock will run out. And Vandy takes a timeout to save the penalty. They'll be looking at a 3rd and 5 now.
Yeah, that's part of the struggle, right? You got a young quarterback down there. You got a 3rd and medium. You know Alabama's going to be coming after you. You know Will Anderson's over there, so you're trying to get in the perfect protection, right? You're trying to give your quarterback a chance. He's not used to looking up at that play clock and having that sense of urgency. Good timeout here.
Let's get you to the studio quickly.
Yeah, Tom, it's time to take a look at the 5-star play brought to you by Yellowwood, and it happened just a few minutes ago. Arkansas trying to go back up 2 scores. KJ Jefferson tries to dive over the pile from the 3, loses the football, recovered by the Aggies, and then the handoff to Damani Richardson, who takes it to the house. PAT, no good. Hogs up 14-13, but what a play.
I thought it was weird enough when Jordan was on a mechanical bull there this morning. It's gotten more weird. 3rd and 5. Swan. Incomplete. No flag. He's trying to find Ray Davis. They hooked up on a key 4th down last Saturday against Northern Illinois. That time not meant to be.
Boy, some of that pressure, right? Didn't result in a sack, but you forced A.J. Swan out of the pocket. You're going to see some games up front. A twist there by Dallas Turner as he gets knocked to the middle. This is what you want to do, right? You want to get a quarterback off schedule. Now, A.J. Swan can make those plays, but more often than not, with your coverage on the outside, it's going to be a tough play to make.
Coverage by To'o, one of the smartest defensive players in the country. Fumble on the return. McKinstry scoops it back up. Schoenwald misses. And McKinstry takes it past the 40. Taken down by the long snapper. Probably the punter, Matthew Hayball. 16 tonight. He's already thrown for 3 touchdowns, and he's shared the football a little bit. In fact, he started off going to Ja'Cory Brooks. It hasn't stopped.
That's the chunk plays, right? Haven't seen a ton of that. It's been Ja'Cory Brooks on the outside, holding for the touchdown. Jermaine Burton. Brooks again. He's pushing the ball downfield. And anytime you see that little celebration, that smile, that's bad news for everybody that's not wearing crimson.
Burton's got 3 catches. Trayshawn Holton has a touchdown. 80% of Alabama's plays so far tonight have been through the air.
And again, it's those chunk plays, right? That's what's been missing.
That's what was missing.
Was missing, yes.
Did you fall off the mechanical bull? Bryce Young looking deep. On the run, able to figure it out to Holden again. And into Vandy territory, pick up a 25. First catch for Kobe Prentice, and he's immediately swallowed up. C.J. Taylor there.
Latu chunked him right into him.
That's a great play by Taylor. Little help from Latu. Little tempo, too, from Alabama. One thing we thought we might see a little more of.
It's pretty wild to not only hear Bill O'Brien, the offensive coordinator, say, we're better when we run tempo. We need to run tempo to be as good as we can be. We also sat down with Tyler Steen. I can tell you guys, as a former 300-pounder, an offensive lineman, we didn't really love going fast all the time. But even Tyler Steen told us, he said, hey, man, I think we need to go fast. I think we need tempo. We operate better. We're a better team. We're more comfortable when we go fast. And Bill told us that they have 30 plays running tempo coming into this game for 300 yards. So obviously the average per play when they do go fast, Alabama's pretty good.
It's really good math, yeah. How does that help Bryce Young to run a tempo and spread?
Well, it simplifies things, right? Anytime you're going tempo, the plays are kind of your week 1, week 2 install plays. Stuff that everybody knows, but you give him the ability to, if he sees something he doesn't like, to press the pause button.
Yeah.
Right? Because he can do so much before the snap, protection-wise, audibly, getting different route combinations. If it's great, it looks clean, run it. Everybody knows what you're running. If it looks dirty, give your quarterback a chance to do what he does best, which is be a field general.
Gibbs doesn't have a touch yet tonight. He's been a decoy, and Young didn't like the pressure he was facing.
Vanderbilt made a little bit of an adjustment here on this drive. First time I've seen them go 3 down, and they've gone 3 down on every down this series. So something a little bit different up front, obviously giving them more numbers on the back end.
They got to get some more flat defenders out there. They got to get another guy in coverage because Bryce Young looks like he's playing 7-on-7 right now with the space they've had, the green grass they've had on the outside.
The call came to Vandy from Virginia, where he was with Bronco Mendenhall, had been with Bronco at BYU before that. First-year defensive coordinator. He'll drop 8 again. Bryce Young going down the sideline and incomplete. Kobe Prentice, the intended receiver.
Boy, that was a great throw by Bryce Young. A great job working his eyes downfield. Watch him looking Burton down in the seam. And the last second flips his eyes down the sideline of Prentice. That's a really good throw.
It is 4th and 12. They're leaving the offense on the field.
It's a bold move, Cotton.
Bryce would be really good at dodgeball. Trying to keep the drive alive. Bryce Young on skates now. Heaves it. Latu, too much. And Latu holding his right knee. Cameron Latu was held out of the first game of the season against Utah State. He is such an important weapon in this Alabama offense. And the Alabama athletic training staff tending to him right by the goal line.
See Latu go up, just trying to battle 2 defenders there. Looking up for that football, just comes down a little bit awkward on that right knee, and obviously the sleeve on the left knee for a reason. Take a good look at that right knee right there, maybe just on the landing. I'm not sure if defender hit it on the way down.
Boy, not a good sign for Alabama. It really goes back to the decision to go for it on 4th and 12. I know you're kind of in no man's land as far as field goal. It'd be a really long field goal, but up 21-3. I mean, it's always, hindsight's always 20/20, but Latu is one of the more valuable pieces of this offense, run game wise, red zone wise, and one of the guys Bryce has the most chemistry with. Let's hope he's okay.
So back to Vandy on the turnover on downs, and Patrick Smith thrown down for a loss of 1. Let's think about the decision to go for it on 4th and 12. And we're talking with Tyler Steen about the difference between when he was in the Vanderbilt program and now here playing for Nick Saban at Alabama. He said, when I was at Vandy, it was always about overcoming obstacles and fighting through. He said, here, it's about dominating. And just that mindset seemed to be coming from 2 different places.
It's a killer instinct, right? And it starts with Bryce.
Look at a killer instinct. Wow. Tim Smith, it's like trying to get the Brussels sprouts away from Cole.
Offside on the defense, number 50. 5-yard penalty. It remains second half.
You think he knew it was on him when he just directly goes to the sideline? Right to Freddie Roach, the defensive line coach, which, by the way, not a guy that I'd want to have to run off to making a mistake. But
how does that happen, Cole?
You think you have the snap count. You just want to try to get a jump on it. And you're keying something, whether it's football, whether it's a hand, finger, something. You just got the wrong key.
On 2nd and 5. Again, the penetration by Alabama up front. It's a loss of 1. Will Anderson came up flexing.
Well, he's going to be a handful all night. Again, these are the plays that just show up as a tackle, an assisted tackle in the playbook, but that's so hard to do because he's playing the quarterback run, he's playing the misdirection, he's redirecting.
3rd down 6.
Cheetah package for Alabama defense. First time we've seen it this year, Tom.
Anderson got there. It was a simple foot race, and Will Anderson with the sack for Alabama.
Oh, we talked about, do you double him, do you chip him? Well, sure as heck, there's one thing you can't do is just leave him one-on-one with the left tackle, Gunnar Hansen. I mean, that just, you can't ask a left tackle on a 3rd and long situation to block 31 one-on-one. You just can't do it. Got to help him out.
Hayball will punt it away. Fair catch taken. It was a 46-yard punt. Will Anderson impacting the game early.
You got to help him out because that dude, he's drooling when he sees one-on-one with the tackle. And, yep, not a mistake. Give me that Heisman.
By T-Mobile. Saturday night in Tuscaloosa. Great crowd on hand as expected here at Bryant-Denny. Alabama has won 63 of its last 65 games. Here's Jace McClellan. Pickup of 8 on 1st down. And some shoving post play. Uh-oh, blew out his flip-flop. Must have stepped on a pop-top. McClellan gets it fixed. How can your shoe be tight enough that you can put it back on that quickly?
Yeah, that's never a good sign.
McClellan, shoe fits fine. Here he goes. Past midfield. And a pickup at 26.
Boy, watch the push up front. Right here, watch these guys working in this direction. Got Tyler Booker. We mentioned his name. Cole mentioned by the end of the year, he's probably going to be starting. At left guard, he's at right guard there.
True freshman, Connecticut native, who's prepped at IMG Academy in Florida.
And he brings the physicality.
Falling catch made by Isaiah Bond. Cole, what makes Booker so good?
He's just got that edge, and it's something that you can't coach into guys. He likes to finish, he likes contact, he likes physicality. Saw him drop a full slab earlier in pass pro. Pass pro, not passive, by the way, but sometimes guys treat it like it is. He just brings a different edge, different mentality.
Alabama going tempo again, 2nd and 2. Oh, bobbled by Bond, and that cost him a catch and a 1st down. To Ricky Wright, who was injured earlier in this game, delivered the hit.
And Isaiah Bond, one of those true freshman receivers that this staff is really excited about. They got 3 or 4 of them they think are going to be really good players, but you saw there, that's an RPO. Bryce is expecting Bond to have his head turned right away, right? Ball was on him a little too quick. That's one of those timing things that true freshmen are going to start to learn quicker and quicker. That, oh, hey, my quarterback wants that ball out now.
2 tight ends in the game with a toss first touch for Gibbs. And Jahmyr Gibbs gets bottled up trying to stretch it out. Cameron Latu back in the game for Bama. That's a great sign.
Boy, what'd they use? That magic spray they use in soccer? Football? You know, the guys look like they're down and out for the year, and then they spray that stuff on them.
They jump right up.
What is that stuff? I need some of that. That's good to see, though.
They're going to go for it on 4th and 2, a much different situation than the previous 4th and 12.
And they got Kendall Randolph in the game as well for some extra beef there. Lined up at tight end.
And McClellan will get it, I think. Indeed, 1st down Alabama.
Another shoe off.
All right, we got real lacing issues going on now.
What is Denard Robinson back?
You know, if he was wearing pack rats, you could just pull the Velcro over and be fine. You could also keep some change in the tongue if you wanted to.
What's a pack rat?
Oh, we've got a lot to learn. We'll take you back to the mid-'80s.
Got another 80s montage we're going to show?
That's right. Feathered hair and all. Nice young looking crossing route. And here's Jahmyr Gibbs out of the backfield. Best receiver on the team by numbers, and the running back still on his feet. And he will truck all the way inside the 10, down to the 7, 26-yard gain for the Georgia Tech transfer.
Bryce Young actually trying to hit a double move to his left. He's trying to buy time, waiting for this double move to come out, but he's smart. Safety over the top, check it down to Jahmyr Gibbs, and this is where this offense gets really dangerous when they hit those chunk plays. Defenses get 2 safeties over the top, 1 less defender for Jahmyr Gibbs on the check down.
Play action to Gibbs, and incomplete. We're talking earlier about Bryce being indecisive at times, but he never seems to be rushed.
No. Quarterback coaches always used to tell me, I want you to play quick, but not in a hurry. Those are 2 very different things. You can play fast, you can play quick, but are you in a hurry or are you under control? Bryce is never not under control, even though things could be going a million miles an hour. I loved his patience on that one. And really, the internal clock. Double move wasn't open. Man, flip, find your check down, get it to your best player in space.
He's already thrown for 3 touchdowns tonight. Looking for 4. Gibbs out of the backfield. Spin move. Goal line. Touchdown, Alabama. Nine plays, 77-yard drive. They converted a 4th and short, and finally turned Jahmyr Gibbs from the decoy to the featured back on that drive. Riker boots it through. And how about the work after the catch by Jahmyr Gibbs?
This is what Alabama fans have been excited about, how dynamic number 1 is out of the backfield. The first one, just a check down. Get the ball in space. Let him make everybody miss. And the second one might as well be a handoff. You bring Cam Latu over to be a lead blocker to seal the edge. You flip the ball out. Look at this. Lead blocker 81 right there. One-on-one. Number 1's going to win that every time.
3, looking to extend their win streak against the Commodores 23 straight.
I got to rub it in.
It's facts. Not sure how many you were a part of. Dari Noka's part of the party. Let's get you back to the studio.
All right, guys, thank you much. The Regents halftime report coming up. Dari, Doring, Watson, Spikes. We'll show you what's going on in Arlington. They're at the half. About to start second half. A&M, Arkansas. Tennessee takes care of Florida. Kentucky in a tight one. What do you see from Bama?
Clean offensive game. Bryce Young 4 touchdowns, spreading the ball around 8 different receivers. I think Alabama
wide receivers too, which I'm excited about.
Exactly.
Good point. We'll see you all shortly.
All right, thanks, gang. Kentucky only up a touchdown. We're tied at half. The low, but incomplete. Hey, Cole, when we got the defensive backs lesson from Nick Saban, which, by the way, every quarterback clinic, coaching clinic in the world would pay for, he talked about the break point. What did he mean by his DBs meeting the receiver there?
Well, essentially saying that based on the team, there's a certain amount of yardage which you can expect that route to be broken off. So he'll line up cones in certain portions of the field when they practice. So visually, those DBs, when they run down to cover, get an idea. This is 14 yards. This is 18 yards. And you're going to expect a receiver to break certain routes off at that point. He said it can change for a team. One will be 12, one will be 9, one will be 18, one will be 14. But visually, it allows those DBs to get an idea how far they've been running, how long that they've been running, and they change that up versus different opponents each and every week.
Let me tell you, I always appreciate our time with Nick Saban, but when he gets out of his chair to show you technique that he teaches his defensive backs, I mean, it's a masterclass, right?
Absolutely.
Take notes.
3rd down, 12.
And if I'm Joey Lynch, I would take notes. Last time you left Will Anderson one-on-one.
The game up front. Anderson got to him again. Waited for the traffic to clear. Jesse Boygby also there, and another sack for Alabama.
Boy, again, just another opportunity for Will Anderson to be one-on-one. A little game here. Toe-to-toe comes up the middle. Anderson pauses just for a second, loops inside. But man, really surprised that Vanderbilt hasn't used more of their tight ends in some of the protection, even some of their backs. Yeah, just haven't seen a ton of it tonight. Something that Joey Lynch and Clark Lee mentioned was important.
And they're used to it. They run more 2+ tight end sets than anybody in the SEC, if not the country. Kinstry trying to make a move. He does so. Now he's trying to find the edge. Turn upfield. Here's Kool-Aid McKinstry. And a sweet return into Vandy territory. Ball out late. Vanderbilt recovered it. And we'll see if McKinstry's knee was down or Vanderbilt caught its first break of the game, a 48-yard return.
Boy, really close. Getting run down from behind. Is that? Ooh.
Oh, out.
The ruling on the field is a fumble recovered by the kicking team. First down.
At first glance, I really thought that knee came down, but sure looks like that ball is out. No knee down, no elbow down. It's going to be Vandy football.
It's a second tackle for the punter, Matthew Hayball. Dude, and when that knee buckled, the ball just popped out.
Pat McAfee somewhere saying, hang it in the Louvre. Let's go, kid, for the brand.
Punter's getting it done. So Vandy gets it right back.
Vandy got to get back to the ground game. Just one net rushing yard tonight.
Sacks taking away whatever they've gained, and Rocco Griffin tries to get in on it. First down run for Vandy. Pick up a 12. Third different back Vandy has used tonight with Ray Davis and Patrick Smith.
I mean, Rocco was their #1 back last year, came into the game questionable. Ray Davis has really been a bright spot in the backfield tonight. This season so far for Vandy. As I mentioned, second leading rusher in the SEC, but Rocco Griffin, another guy that's a starting caliber SEC back in the backfield now next to A.J. Swan.
He had a great close to the season. Toto coming on blitz, and it's a third sack of the game. Toto couldn't get there. DJ Dale beat him to it. Like an avalanche.
Boy, you're going to have Toto come, which means 94-47, both coming off the edge, scot-free. And as a young quarterback, that's where you got to recognize I'm hot. You had a running back release to that side. You got to recognize it. You got to get the ball out of your hand. But again, a tough task for a true freshman making his second start here on the road in Tuscaloosa.
On 2nd and 17, they'll run the ball. It's interesting that you bring that up, because when we talked with Bryce Young earlier this season, he said if there's pressure and I get sacked 90% of the time, that's on me for not recognizing it and getting the protection to where it needs to be, or finding my hot route.
Yeah, look, I mean, every play that is run has a protection adjustment that could be made or has a hot route, right? So if you're getting hit, you got it. There was an answer. It was either I should have changed the protection or, man, I should have thrown to my hot route. Doesn't mean you're going to hit a big play, but there is always an answer. Doesn't mean you get there every single time. Playing quarterback's not easy.
Game moves awfully fast. Fast package on the field for Vandy now. For Alabama on 3rd and 16. And they spin Ray Davis around, who picks up just a yard. Goal is that the cheetah package that we've heard so much about for Alabama?
31-41-15 is what you're going to want to see. I see 31-15 on the field. I'm not sure 41 was on the field that time, but that's one of the areas that Pete Golding talked about, just getting a little bit more extra jet in that pass rush, getting a little bit lighter. Guys who can obviously rush the passer. It's a package that not a lot of people would want to face with three of the best inside linebackers in college football on the field at the same time.
They missed the face mask call. It's fairly evident. 42 seconds from the half. Let's take a look at Fansville. Brought to you by Dr. Pepper. My man's got a boot. Great day here in Tuscaloosa. A little warm out today, so the Dr. Pepper certainly came in handy. And on a night game at Bryant-Denny Stadium, just a little different energy around town today.
Kool-Aid McKinstry going to have another shot at this. Looked like he was about to return the last one for 6 before the fumble, which gave Vandy the ball. See if he gets another opportunity.
They have 2 returners back there, and that one's dropped. And Alabama able to fall on it. 42-yard punt, and after a couple of special teams touchdowns last week, Brian Branch.
And Vandy smart to punt away from Kool-Aid McKinstry after what he did last time. And Brian Branch out there, not used to fielding punts like that. I mean, he's a talented football player, but
had a good one last week, and he needed Malachi Moore to help him out, who comes out holding his neck. That's not where the mouthpiece typically goes, by the way.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's doing much up there. It's a vibe.
If it's working, he needs to see his dentist. Right, Young, 4 touchdowns in the first half. And here's Jahmyr Gibbs. He is shifty. He picks up 10 on first down. We are 26 seconds away from halftime, and you can watch a live performance from Alabama's $1 Million Band on SEC Network Plus. Start streaming now on the ESPN app. Right, Young going deep. It is caught. Jermaine Burton. And Bama will have a chance with 10 ticks left and a timeout taken by the Tide after that 48-yard gain.
Well, you got another true freshman. No, not a true freshman. That was Tyson Russell actually out there on the outside. 2-minute situation. You got to be deeper than the deepest guy. Watch Tyson Russell out here. Watch him get his eyes in the backfield. He's watching Bryce Young. Doesn't even see or have a feel for Jermaine Burton as he runs right by him, anticipating maybe another short throw to try to pick up some yards and call a timeout. But your number one rule in 2 minute like that when you're playing deep zone is be deeper than the deepest guy. You can't get your eyes caught in the backfield there.
10 seconds left in the half and 1 timeout remaining. What does Alabama draw up here to try and get a score before the end?
I think you take another shot. Right? I mean, you're already in field goal range, comfortable field goal range. I might take a shot to the end zone here. Do you have a timeout so that, I mean, you could throw a short one. You just have to tell guys, if you catch it, 5 or 6 steps, if you have that, get down.
By yardage, best half Bryce Young has ever played. He's taking that shot. It is incomplete. Coverage by Russell on the back end, and Jeffrey Ugabchukwu, who was able to get a fingertip on. Pardon me, to Ricky Wright.
And that's your one-on-one matchup, right? Trayshawn Holden out there, 6'3", is your biggest receiver. That's your jump ball situation. A lot of contact out there. I think that's a good no call, though.
The ball was tipped. It'll be a 40-yard field goal attempt for Will Reichert. From the right hash, and it is good. 31-3. Alabama with the lead. Bryce Young with 316 yards through the air. His most productive half in an already stellar college career. 4 touchdowns for Young. And the Alabama defense has harassed Vanderbilt to the tune of 3 sacks of A.J. Swann.